I packaged it in this Ziploc bag. In my honest opinion, if you notice, it's transparent, and also I tagged it up. Another thing to bring, wears. This very important one, money. It is essential. Like, you don't want your phone to go off and then you cannot even contact the person that was picking you at the airport. Like, why? Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Debbie. Welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, kisses to you. So before I jump right into today's video, please don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and also share as well. Share to anyone that will find this video very useful. And please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. And make sure to hit the bell like button as well so that you're notified once I upload a new video. Alright, so today's video is highly requested by most of my subscribers. I've seen comments about it, and also few people have reached out to me on my Instagram page as well. And yes, I thought to make a video out of it. So as you can see from the title of this video and also the thumbnail as well, so I'll basically be highlighting some things to bring while relocating to Germany. So this is more like a guide, right? So I'll be listing out the things I brought based on my experience. So disclaimer please, this is just based on my experience. So while I was relocating to Germany, the things that I brought and the things that I would also recommend for you to bring as well. And also I'll be including how I package the items. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. If you plan relocating to Germany, be sure to watch this video to the end because this is going to be so helpful. So guys, let's dive into the nitty-gritty of today. Alright, so the very first thing to note is that you need your travel essentials in your hand luggage. So apart from your travel documents like your boarding pass, your passports, obviously those will be inside your bag, or most people or some people would keep them in their hand luggage as well. But apart from that, you need your original documents. So original documents that you'll be taking to your new country that you're relocating to, right? So it is very important that you have all your original documents in your hand luggage just to avoid stories that touch, because guys, I've heard of cases where someone's box was misplaced and they couldn't find it anywhere. So imagine if you have your original documents in that box, like it's going to be so heartbreaking. So it's very important to keep all your original documents in your hand luggage. And also, I mean, if you'll be relocating to a new country, it's very important that you're traveling with all your important documents, all original documents. For example, your school transcripts, maybe if you're married, your marriage certificate, the original, your birth certificate, basically carrying all original documents along with you, because you never can know when you need it, right? And sometimes getting these documents from your home country is really hard. So it's very important that you carry along these essential documents and make sure to put it in your hand luggage, not your main luggage. And same thing applies to your laptop. Please do not put your laptop in your main luggage, because guys, the way they handle luggages these days at the airports, it's just so crazy. So another thing I would say to take note of is traveling with snacks. So I know that they provide food and all those junks at the plane, but then again guys, depending on your ticket and depending on the number of hours you have to fly, right, I would advise that you have some snacks available in your bag, because guys, the hunger is real. I remember in my case, we had a stopover at Turkey, and unfortunately the currencies that we had like to purchase some things were not like valid, like we couldn't use them at Turkey. So we were starving, guys. We were starving for hours. So I'm not saying that like bring a lot of snacks, like put a lot in your bag, but maybe you can have 1 or 2 biscuits, chips, chin, anything though, something that can just hold your tummy while you're waiting for your next flight, right? So it is very important that you have snacks available. Another thing you can do, so if you know where you'll be stopping, if you have purchased your ticket, it's possible that you can have currencies from the country that you'll be stopping at, right? So that you can purchase water and biscuits or something just to hold your tummy, right? So guys, it's very important to have snacks available. Power bank and universal adapter. Very, very important, guys. You don't want your battery to be low. You don't want your phone to go off and then you cannot even contact the person that will be picking you at the airport. Like, why? I know that there are places that you can charge at the airport, and then there are even some cases that people are always charging there, so like most of the charging ports are occupied. So cases like that, you need a plan B, you need your power bank. And cases where you don't probably have a power bank and you have a universal adapter, I mean, you can put in your charger as you like and then charge wherever, like in any type of socket that you would want to charge in. Guys, another important thing, clothes. So guys, depending on the season, you'll be relocating to Germany. So here in Germany, there's summer, there's also winter season as well. So if you'll be relocating during winter season, I would advise that you bring 1 or 2 winter jackets, because if you bring a lot, to be honest, when you come to Germany, you'd want to buy new ones. I mean, the designs and also the kind of clothes that we wear differ, but ensure that these winter jackets are very, very thick. So when I mean thick, just ensure that like cold cannot find its way into your body. Like, do you get? Another thing to bring, thermal wears, the ones that you can wear first and then you now wear a jean on top as well. So bring that. I think for thermal wears, you can probably have like 1 or 2 thermal wears. That will come in very handy. Then also for jeans as well, if you have a lot, you can bring, but I wouldn't advise that you bring so much, because here in Germany they have really nice jeans. So I would advise that you can bring just a few, depending on the package you have paid for to relocate to Germany, right? And then guys, winter boots, very, very important. So the kind of winter boots you should bring, not the ones that the sole is smooth, because those ones, because it usually snows during winter, and when it snows, the floor gets really slippery, and you don't want to be wearing those ones that have really smooth sole, because as you're walking, guys, you can literally just fall on the floor. I witnessed this, not even witnessed, like it happened to me when I traveled to UK one time. I think then I was little, right? And then I just fell on the floor, and ever since that happened, like I've always had phobia for, like when it snows, I'm extremely scared that I might fall on the floor, right? Even though I'm wearing the right winter boots, but I just have that phobia, right? Because of what has happened in the past. But anyways, I would advise that you buy a good and stable winter boots. I'm just going to insert a picture somewhere in the video just so you have an idea of the kind of winter boots to get. You can come along with sweaters as well, long sleeves, just similar to what I'm putting on, because even though like you will not be going out, I don't know how your schedule will be, but I mean, if you will not be going out, even inside your house to be cold, even though there's going to be heater, so you need like some warm outfits like sweaters, long sleeve shirts, just something to cover up your body even when you're going out, because obviously in as much as you have a winter jacket, I can't wear something this small because obviously it's still going to be extremely cold. So it's nice that you have like a long sleeve sweater, then you can now put on your winter jacket. So it's very, very important. Come along with a lot of long sleeves, sweaters, anything, something thick just to cover your body, right? And also if you have scarves as well, those winter scarves that you can tie around your neck, that's also very important. So you can bring like 1 to 3 of them, depends. Really, you can get them cheap here as well. Anyways, moving on to summer season, guys, in my honest opinion, don't come for me, but in my honest opinion, I would say that I haven't really seen a lot of really nice things in Germany. Like, I'll give it to Nigeria. So from where I come from, like, you can order and shop for like different outfits, gowns, wrap dresses, like just really nice outfits. And some of the outfits I see here in Germany, I'm like, what? Nah, So in my honest opinion, I would advise, if you're coming during summer season, please and please just carry your, in fact, carry your entire wardrobe as you're relocating. I'm just kidding though, but like bring most of your fine clothes. Like if you have wrap dresses, please bring them along. Really nice skirts, bring them along. Really nice gowns, really nice tops, bring them along. Like summer here in Germany is extremely hot. Like it's burning kind of hot, so you can feel free to wear anything that you want. So if you're traveling during summer period, trust me, that's even the best time to relocate to Germany. So you can bring as many clothes as you want to bring. I mean, there are shops you can order from, right? So most times when I go to the shopping mall, is either the bust area is so small for me or the down part is so small. Like there's just always an issue. So I would just advise that you carry along your outfits, like your really nice outfits. Now moving on to shoes. I would strongly advise that you bring a lot of sneakers. Don't buy a lot. Like I mentioned, only like 1 to 2 items are fine. So I would advise here again, like 1 or 2 sneakers. That's totally fine, because here in Germany we walk a lot. So if you don't have a car, and I mean you're taking like public transport, you have to walk maybe 5 minutes to your tram station, or you walk maybe 10 minutes, you walk 8 minutes. So all those little walks, trust me, you need sneakers. Don't bring a lot of slippers, because trust me, I doubt it that you would wear it. I think same goes to sandals as well. Don't bring so much, because at the end of the day you can still purchase those things when like later on when you're a bit stable. But I would advise that you just bring few, like maybe slippers you can bring 1 or 2. For sandals you can bring just 1, even though you might not necessarily wear them. Okay, so moving on to bags, I would say that you can bring bags. You can bring as many as you want. You can bring shoulder bags. Yes, those ones are useful. You can bring the cross bags as well. Those ones they come in handy as well. And I think the most important one is the backpack as well. Those ones come in very handy. So if you're someone that would probably be going to work or somewhere, like it's backpacks come in very handy, especially for guys, right? And ladies, they like carrying the shoulder bags or maybe the cross ones. So yeah, those kind of bags come in handy. And here in Germany, something that you need to take note of, so when you're relocating, right, I would advise that you probably bring at least 1 shopping bag. So when I mean shopping bag, I'm just going to insert what the shopping bag looks like in the video. So this is just important because in Germany, once you go to the supermarket to get groceries, they don't give you nylons, right? So you need you need a bag or maybe a nylon that you can put in your already purchased groceries, right? So you need that bag. Sometimes when you go to the supermarket, they already have some that you can buy at the counter, which is also really nice as well. But for someone that is relocating and you wouldn't want to spend so much, if you already have like a shopping bag that you can easily use here in Germany, I would advise that you just bring it along. So if you're going to be traveling with a Ghana must go, I know how very fragile Ghana must goes are. At the airport, you know how they throw all these bags and all of that. So I would advise, just in case, because I've heard of a story of a lady who traveled, and I mean when she was at the point of like picking her luggage because she had already reached her destination, she noticed that her Ghana must go was torn. Her food items were almost on the floor. They were just literally everywhere. So I would advise that you have a spare bag. So obviously your spare bag cannot be a box. So when I mean spare bag, a spare Ghana must go. That would probably come in handy just in case your other luggages, or maybe the Ghana must go, you previously used has been damaged, right? So it's important that you have a plan B, just so if anything happens, you can always fall back to your plan B and then repackage your items. It's very, very important one. What does this mean, guys? Ego, money. It is essential, very, very essential. I'm going to just say what happened to us. So money is important though. So obviously if you're coming to Germany, obviously bring along your euros. Also bring some naira as well, because even at the airports too, the Nigerian airports, you would want to probably pay for one or two things. You know how Nigeria airports are now, that somehow you just have to spend money there, somehow. But anyways, when you get to Germany as well, just ensure that you have cash available in both naira or in both euro. Ensure you have it, and not just cash, guys. Ensure that you have coins, because something happened to us when we got to when I mean coins, obviously euros. So something happened to us when we got to Germany, and this same thing happened to my friend as well. So we happened to arrive Germany, we got our luggage, everything was going smoothly, and then, guys, we had, okay, so I think we're entitled to 4 luggages. So obviously we couldn't carry like all our luggages with our hands, so we obviously needed like a trolley. And to get the trolley, we were seeing people like getting trolleys from a particular place, and then we walked towards that place, and guys, we were to pay for it, and we were like, how? Okay, we were even trying to figure out if we could insert cash, because I mean, we were newbies, we had no idea. And then we saw that it was coin that they were using, and we didn't have coin on us. We're just looking, trying to talk to some people. Some will not even answer, so we not even looked like beggars. Thankfully, there was this lady, and who happened to be Nigerian. So I actually approached her and actually told her, oh, this is what it is. We actually have cash on us, but we weren't aware that we needed coins. And then she even gave me more than I requested for, and I'm just so thankful to the lady, wherever she is. I can't even remember how she looks like, but anyways, we're able to get coins, and we're now able to get like a trolley to help us move our boxes. And this same thing happens to a friend of mine, like I mentioned earlier. So this is something that keeps on happening, reoccurring. So I would advise, when you're coming, ensure that you have coins on you, euro coins, so that when you arrive Germany, you're not stranded and you're able to get a trolley. That's if you need it. Then over-the-counter medications are also very important, like anti-malaria drugs, Panadol, anti-diarrhea medications as well. Also skin allergies, so skin irritations. Obviously, you're moving into a new country, so you don't know how your skin would easily adapt to the new environment. So also skin allergy creams as well. Then also your supplements, multivitamins, zinc, vitamin D, very, very important. Like, you need all of these medications. Ensure that you bring some of them while you're coming, right? Because obviously you're relocating to a new country, and the first thing is not to be buying a lot of things, right? You wouldn't want to do that. So I would advise that you bring just a few along, or I don't know, depending on how your body is, just carry some along to come in very, very, very handy. Now for my ladies, you can see what I'm putting on. Come with wigs, a lot of wigs. When I mean a lot, come with a lot of wigs, because here in Germany, to make your hair, it's pricey. It's a lot of money. Yeah, I said it. It's a whole lot of money. So I would advise that you come with wigs. And when you're traveling, I would advise that your go-to hairstyle is braids. So just braid your hair, because obviously you have a lot to do depending on what your relocation purpose is. So if you're going to be schooling, obviously you need to go to school, start your registration. If it's work, you need to start onboarding and all of that stuff. So you will probably have less time trying to comb your hair, trying to style it and all of that. So this is why I'm saying it's better you braid while relocating to Germany. Then, I mean, when it gets old, you can then now switch to wearing wigs. And I would advise, if you can, please learn how to make hair. Like for me, I know how to make hair to an extent, and I can make my hair myself to an extent as well. In fact, I think the next video that you'll probably be seeing after this will be a hair that I made myself. So yes, please, if you can learn the skill, learn it, because obviously to even wear wig, you need to like kind of match your hair and all of that. So no matter how little, just learn how to make your hair a little bit, because it will come in very handy. The price to make hair is a lot. So I'm not saying that you should not like make your hair when you get to Germany. I mean, I do it once in a while, but then again, it will save you a lot of cost if you can do some hairstyles yourself. So yes, please learn how to make your hair and bring a lot of wigs if you can. Now, my guys are not left out. Please bring your clippers, because I think the first 3 months when you come in, you would probably need to really settle and maybe find like a hairstylist that can barb your hair the way you want it. And yeah, just bring your clipper along, just so that you can carve or maybe cut it in a neat way. As you know, relocating to a new country comes with boredom. So please bring games. Bring a lot of games. If you have Lido, I mean, that's if you have enough space in your box. So if you have Lido, if you have Words, so these are games that we play in Nigeria. So any type of game, just bring it along, because it will come a long way and it will also keep you company. So if you're traveling with someone, that's actually really nice. You both can play games together. If you're traveling alone, you need a lot of games, because sometimes, not even sometimes, most times Germany can actually be very, very boring, especially if you stay alone. Even with people that have partners as well, it gets boring sometimes. So I would advise just have some games, because I mean the first few months would probably be a bit lonely, because you're trying to adapt it to a new country, you're trying to make new friends as well. So just carry like little bit of games that would also keep you company, and we'll try to make things less boring. Yeah. Okay, that being said, I think we should now move into the real matter. Food items, guys. So I'll probably start with things that you can't bring, right? But I would try as much as possible to give you guys recommendations or a workaround to bring these items. The first is palm oil. So usually, even from like Nigerian airports, they're already telling you you cannot carry palm oil, you can't travel with it at all. But there's something that my mom usually used to do that actually I took the hack from her, right? And it has worked so many times in previous times when we've traveled, right? So when I was traveling to Germany, what I did to pack my palm oil, so I basically carried a morning fresh container that had finished, that we used like a very, very long time ago. So I carried it, I cleaned it very well, washed it very well. So I started washing it like 4 weeks, or I think 5 to 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks before I put in the oil, just to ensure that it's the soap scent, the soap smell goes away. So I wash with very hot water, shake, wash again, wash, and that way the soap scent was able to disappear, and the soap smell wasn't there anymore. So once that was done, I put in my palm oil, and then inside the morning fresh bottle, close it, and then put it in the freezer. So when I put it in the freezer, I freeze it for about 3 weeks. So I made sure that it took a while before we traveled. So it was in the fridge for in the freezer, I mean, for a very, very long time. And I mean, when it was time to travel, I removed it, put it in a nylon as well, and then in my box, and I was good to go. So the palm oil was very hard, and no one noticed anything, and I was allowed to go freely without even returning my palm oil. So another thing would be fresh protein. So even though I didn't carry fresh protein, what I know that people do is they make sure that they dry the protein. I've never done it before, and hopefully I'm just hoping it works. I'm hoping it works. This is just like a recommendation, which I'm hoping it works though. So I know people usually dry, like for example, snails, people dry them, or pomo, people dry the pomo, just making sure that they are dried and not as moist, so that like everywhere is not wet and all of that. So yes, so those are the two that I would probably recommend on how to kind of package them so that they are not seized from you. So moving on to some of the provisions that I brought as well. So the good thing, before we relocated, like during our wedding, we got like this gift voucher, shopping voucher, where we're able to purchase like our groceries, our provisions, like so market items as well. And that really came in handy, right? So yes, some of the provisions that we got milk, powdered milk. Here in Germany, we have powdered milk. We have most of these provisions in Afro stores, but then again, they are a bit pricey. Yeah, not even a bit, they are actually pricey compared to if you had bought them from Nigeria, like bringing them to Germany, right? So I would advise that you come along with provisions. Another thing is here in Germany too, they don't have powdered milk. Like what they sell is the liquid milk, right? So for people that don't like liquid milk, I would advise you come along with powdered milk. Then another provision I brought was custard as well. I brought in powdered custard, the checkers custard. I also brought in golden morn as well. We brought in beans, we brought in gari, both white and both yellow. Also for native spices, we brought in grinded crayfish, we brought in pepper soup spices, we brought in oha and white soup spices as well. We also brought in like various spices, but these were all packed. They were all packaged in Ziploc bags, which I made sure they were tight. Also for my soups, I brought in ogbono, I brought in egusi. Also for my seasonings, I brought in Maggi. Maggi is very essential. Please bring as much as you can, because here in Germany, like their foods, they don't use a lot of spices for their food, and to purchase these items, like I mentioned, is a bit pricey. So I would advise, if you're relocating, just bring enough seasonings that you can. For Maggi, bring enough. Also for curry as well, your thyme, your bay leaf, your jollof rice spices as well, even your fried rice spices. Also for fish as well, because of my soups, I brought in stockfish. We call it oporoko. I also brought in catfish as well, the dried ones. So these ones aren't moist, so they are very, very dried. So I made sure they were well dried so that it doesn't smell all over my box, right? And I also packaged these dried fish inside Ziploc bags as well. So other provisions that I was able to carry, I carried some Nigerian snacks as well, like chin chin, granuts, very important. I carried granuts, I carried plantain chips as well. I think I also carried coconut chips, and yeah, cornflakes and all of that. So like I mentioned, we already had like a shopping voucher, so we just like carried as much as we could so that we can utilize the voucher and it doesn't expire before we relocate. So we got a lot of provisions, guys, a whole lot. And like I mentioned earlier as well, the packaging was simply to use Ziploc bags, and also some I used empty containers. I'm coming, let me show you guys just an example of what some of them look like. Okay, so yes guys, this is what my ogbono, so I still even have more left, but this is what my ogbono looks like. So I packaged it in this container. Then for my Maggi, I packaged it in this Ziploc bag. So it really depends on how you want to package, but you can package some in Ziploc bags. You can also package the others in an empty container, a transparent container. Actually, if you notice, it's transparent, and also I tagged it ogbono. So there were some items that I tagged ogbono. For example, my custard, I had to put it in an empty container so that they don't start thinking it's something else, right? And then I tagged it custard. So yes, that's another tip while you're packaging your items. Okay guys, so I think that's about everything, and I really hope I've been able to cover most of the things that you can bring along when relocating to Germany. Please, let's continue this conversation in the comment below, and yes, I would always be there to respond as soon as I can. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and also you can reach out to me via IG as well, because these days I have a lot of people reaching out to me there as well. Yes guys, let me know if you have any questions, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.